Many people attend a satsang. Now, the idea of satsang is to experience. There may be some narrative about disappearing, dissolving, but there's still an experience. It's not an experience from mind. But the object of satsang is to merge and realize what essence is. That's the whole purpose. So using a satsang, the guru may use silence. It may, or he or she may use always coming back to the point of satsang, whatever the point happens to be. Now, in silence, is a very straightforward way of experiencing what essence is. Now, let's describe what essence is. Essence is another name that you can use for consciousness, existence. Okay? Mind says, yeah, I know what existence is. I am here, I'm a body, I'm existing, I am life, I am doing this, I am doing that. But the driver of all that, you see, what is the driver, the starting point of existence? The point that is always here, that Rumi calls the beginning, where everything is derived from, born from. You are able to experience your first date of birth through the essence of what you are. Okay? So, the Bible, let's look at it like from an object. The Bible, what is it? The Bible is an egoistic novel. Yeah? I'm not blasphemizing it. If you listen, you'll understand. It's an egoistic novel of stories, of experiences being portrayed and trying to be described to encourage the essence of the experiences to arise so that the listener, the reader, the essence of the reader and the listener can merge with the essence of the experiences. Now, as an object, the Bible is a book. It has pages. We can break it down, you see, into names. And it has text. It has a beautiful cover. You need your hands to hold it, your eyes to read it, and your mind and brain to understand what the words mean. But during this experience of holding the book with the text and the pages and the cover and the mind and the eyes and the brain operating as one, all of these individual names are one simple experience and is held together by the essence of everything, including the essence of the experience, the experiencer, and the book, the experienced. Something holds everything together. Okay? We're very lazy at school. We're very cheap in how we teach children that the breath is what is the most important thing. And that's what all of this is. God comes out, waves a magic wand, you're born, you breathe, you die. Yeah? Very simplistic and lazy way of looking at what life is. The essence of satsang is where the one who attends and all the other attendees, the room, the silence, the guru, all become quiet and wait for this essence. So when you read the Bible and you try and understand through effort how to become spiritual, how to become religious, how to become awake, and you think it's through the mind and the reading and the understanding of the words, it is. But something has to arise from that momentary understanding. I remember reading the Bhagavad Gita, and I picked up the book. I read the first chapter, and suddenly I was reading, and the mind and brain was operating, and everything was coming together. Arjuna and Krishna, or Shiva, I can't remember who the actors are. It's not really important. It is to the religious one. And something gave way. And some words seemed to totally resonate. And through this, whatever these words were, you can experience this momentary light. It may appear from within, it may appear outside, it may appear as though your body is just light. It's not a revelational experience. It may happen when you're reading the newspaper. But everything at that point, from the eyes, the pages, the words, the book, the hands, became one. And the words seemed to become alive. More alive than this world. More alive than an aeroplane flying through the sky and the clouds moving. Many call it synchronicities, déjà vus, if you're trying to compare what the words mean. But it's not about the words, it's about the experience. It's a very spontaneous thing. It seems to happen with no control. With no controller, with no book controlling, and with no organized, structured way. Picked up the book, well, yes, gone. I don't want to make this sound religious because it happened with the Bhagavad Gita, but it could happen anything. It can happen driving your car. There is an essence everywhere. Everything is held together. We don't really think about what holds everything together. Even the scientists, they do, but they break it up. They break it up into some sort of energies and some sort of, because they make comparisons between planets and stars and flesh, and they try and bring everything together to become one. But the one already exists, you see. That one already exists. That thing that keeps everything together is the same thing. It has to be the same thing. You see, when Isaac Newton spoke about gravity, it was about the pull to the center of the earth. But when we speak about space, do we speak about gravity? No, we speak about some other, I don't know the terminology. It's not really interesting for this one. But this essence in satsang, when suddenly someone giggles and laughs or cries or shouts hallelujah, is when the person that you think you are and your whole makeup spiritual soul, human state body happens to fall into this essence of this satsang hall, the guru, and the people round about. And whatever words are spoken, if words are being spoken by a questioner or the guru at the time, it's like gone. Since enlightenment, what is really evident is this spontaneity, this intuition. We are so intuitive, not just being enlightened or awakened, but as a human, we are so intuitive. It is unbelievable. But we rather, in our lazy, egoistic mind way, say, well, I don't know anything because I'm just a simple, meager human being, so what do I know about being intuitive? The intuition that you have is totally ignored because the ego mind comes and says, no, forget about that, you have to be in control. It's rubbish, There's a type of order in being a human. There's a type of order in being at your workplace. There's spontaneity when you're driving along and something happens and you think, my God, that's so weird, and you ignore it. But that's okay to ignore it. But realize, I was intuitive. I didn't read it from a book. It didn't come from another source or another person or another mind. It wasn't something that I learned at school. It was something that suddenly just came. Don't try and analyze it and make something of it. Be aware. Intuition. I am intuitive. This intuition is this essence where suddenly at some point everything came to the same point and something happened spontaneously. And it's not about measuring it, making something of it. It is about realizing it. Wow! And this intuition, this essence, is going on every single moment of your day. But your mind is somewhere else, all over the place. So it's pulling you away so that you miss it. Because when you become intuitive, when you become that psychic, which everyone is, we know everything about everything, but we choose to come into a human body to forget about it so that we can learn it again. I know it doesn't make sense, but that's the way it is. That's what the agreement is, the negotiation. Your consciousness, you agreed with yourself, you're reflecting yourself, and you want to learn about yourself so that you can go home and speak to yourself about yourself and say, well, what did you learn? Well, I learned all this stuff about what was out there, but it is of no relevance because I've always been here. And I've always been superior. And I've always been space. I am the universe. I am universal consciousness. And I appeared in a little planet, in a little body. Just for the hell of it. That's what intuition is. I meet so many, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? It's not working, it's not working. It's not working. You're not looking at the words. You're not investigating the one who is investigating the words. You're not understanding the environment you're in while this investigation is taking place. Everything is valid in the satsang hall. It's not a satsang hall where the guru says, right, invite everyone in, everyone come in, yes, do what you want. We are here so that we each can experience pure consciousness that we are. And you can do it reading the Bhagavad Gita. You can do it reading the Bible. When you look to understand the words, which is important, you may read 17 chapters. But the essence of the words, the paper, the book, the cover, the hands and everything is fluctuating. And then at some point, suddenly with no warning, this spontaneity, this intuition comes in and you just pick up the book and wow. I got all dizzy. Don't value it and say, oh my God, it must be because I ate some grapes and I'm allergic to grapes. It must be because, oh, you know, it's in my family. You know, I may be having some sort of stroke. No. It's just a wonderful, moving experience where you've merged with consciousness. Don't look to be intuitive. When it comes, accept it. Intuition. Ego mind. If you're against these words, you are an ego mind at this point. Because your ego mind does not like spontaneity. Ego mind likes to be in control. No. That's some sort of spooky thing. No. When you read the book and this experience happened, it meant you hadn't enough sugar. You've got some sort of illness. Or you're falling into the trap. Have you been smoking marijuana? You know? That's the ego mind. It wants to find out a reason, a purpose. It wants to value and judge and analyze this melting, this merging. That's why in satsang all the gurus say, when you leave the satsang hall with any information, any knowledge, any valuing, any judging, you've missed even the minuscule second where you disappeared. And you'll have to go through it all again. Because this intuition is a space. This minuscule dissolution is a space. It may be a tiny space. It may not be, you may not be aware of it. But every time you allow it to pass and let it go, the space gets bigger. And suddenly, everything is intuition. Intuition changes its course. It becomes wisdom. You don't have to wait for this intuition. You can pick up the Bhagavad Gita and every word is as though you have written it. You wrote the Bhagavad Gita. You wrote the Bible. You are the guru in the satsang hall. You are the satsang hall. You are the words in the book. You are the paper. You are the cover. You are the hands. You are the mind. You are the brain. And everything that you really know about is one whole. One whole. You become whole, holy. So the practicality of these words are, there is something that lies within this whole environment, this whole world, throughout your body, throughout your life, throughout your past, throughout your future, throughout your room, throughout your chairs, throughout your hair, throughout your world, your universe, your earth, that keeps everything together. That is what you're trying to uncover. That is what science is trying to uncover. We have come up with the word consciousness, and consciousness is the true word. How to experience it, you see. Science says how to know it, how to understand it. The real scientist, you, how to experience it, how to become it. You're already it, you see. You just want to find this essence, this thing that lies and holds and is beyond and is and creates this whole world, is your true state, your true self. is happening, not through sound, not through vision, not through taste. These things are essential to get you to read the book, to look at the book. You may have this intuitive thing, this dissolving, this merging, whilst drinking some water. When you and the water and the hands and the glass and the tongue and the mouth all interact with no warning, you experience the essence of the whole experience and the whole things that are used to be able to experience it are held together by something beautiful, something loving, something so light that even enlightenment loves its own essence. Maybe these are not practical words, but it's a way of looking and understanding. What you're looking for is not an experience of something that you know about or will gain something from or will become special or superior. The whole idea is where everything comes together and disappears for a moment. So it's actually a reduction, but there's no one planning to reduce or to increase. There's simply an interaction between something where you merge, and whatever it is that you're reading, doing, drinking, merges with you. And everything becomes one. You are awakening every time, every moment of the day. But something in the mind switches the alarm clock off before it gets to you. Awakening. What? What is going on now? Oh, nothing. I missed. I'm sure I heard something. Something switches it off, you see. When you're interacting with a book, you want everything switched off. But you still want to operate the eyes and the mind and the brain very quietly. Popsi says, keep quiet. Whatever you do, keep quiet. It doesn't mean you have to. It means make everything same. No importance to the pages, no importance, more importance to the words, no more importance to the cover, no more importance to the hands, no more importance to the mind understanding, the brain trying to analyze and judge, no more importance. It is the experience, the interaction of picking up the Bhagavad Gita and reading it and reading it and reading it and putting it down for a cup of tea and enjoying the tea and reading it and reading it and reading it and then, oh God. Namaste.